it's Kyle here from the Dirt Fruits YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be exploring a $10 million abandoned hotel, a cowboy rodeo centre, a 150-year-old church, a haunted lake, and I'll be feeding wolves by hand. Join me as I explore the area I now call home. So, just a quick little disclaimer, the places that I'm going to show in this video, for the most part, are not open to the public. There is a couple, but most of the areas are not open to the public at the moment, so please don't try to visit them unless you have like an invitation to go to them, because it's just going to cause hassle and you'll probably get the police called on you. So just to let you know, a little bit of a different video today because I'm actually working right now. Also, it's very windy, so hopefully this is picking it up pretty well. But I work in some cool places sometimes, and this place has a lot of cool areas. It's called Morley, but its actual name that it has been returned to is Mini Thni. I'll put it on the screen so you can see what it looks like, but I asked some people here and that is how they pronounced it, Mini Thni. So just so you know, I'm not pronouncing it completely stupidly, but yeah, this is where I am right now. So all the mountains and stuff over there, some schools and things here, the main kind of area in the village, nice little bridge, and then yeah, so I'm just here doing some work, and I'm going to take you along to see some of the cool places that I go to. Welcome to Morleyville. So this whole area, even the area I showed you just before, is pretty much under the name Morley in current day. But like I said, it has changed back to the native language, which is Mini Thni, which like I said means cold water in the native language. So why is it called Morley and how did that happen? Well, basically, years and years ago in the 1800s, a missionary from England called Robert Rundle was pretty much, he travelled over here and travelled around Canada, and he was basically like teaching people, especially the native people, about Christianity. He travelled through here and he was here in about 1842. And obviously he was speaking about Christianity to these native peoples, and they obviously took a liking to that, and he promised that he would send more missionaries to the area to basically keep teaching them about Christianity. Reverend George McDougall, who was a Methodist missionary, decided to move from eastern Canada over to the west, where he could basically talk about God and things of that nature with the fur traders and speak to the native people who lived on this land a long time before the western people moved here. Along his way he came across the Bow Valley River, which I showed you back there. It was the river going under the bridge. Him, his wife, his two sons, some friends and other families and some livestock moved to this area. They moved a few miles away from the river, which is literally just over there, and then in the summer they started to come down towards the river, and that is where they started to build this. So the 1870s is when they were kind of in this area and started to build this church, basically. And when they were here, they decided to give it the name Morleyville. Again, I'm not 100% why they chose Morleyville, but it's obviously stuck because people still call this area Morley. But yeah, this is the original church. It's just been kind of updated, fresh paint and stuff like that. And there's another outhouse building over here as well. So over there we have pretty much the original church. It did get neglected because it went abandoned in the 1920s, and it got neglected until the 1950s, where a group of volunteers began restoration. So that's why it looks like it's had a fresh lick of paint and it's got new wood panel and stuff. So yeah, that's really cool. And this over here is the caretaker's cabin. So whoever was being the caretaker for the area at that time, this would have been the cabin that they would be staying in. That just kind of shows you that even though the people back then, like what we're led to believe in a lot of these cowboy western type movies, not all of the native people were so like brutal towards each other and things like that. There was obviously an open side to it as well. Like, I don't know the full history of this, but surely if people are moving from east to the west and they come here and decide to just build a random building on your land, like, that could have caused a lot of fights and arguments, but obviously it didn't. And the people of the Stony tribes obviously were a bit engaged, a bit enthusiastic about learning about Christianity, so that's why they allowed it to stay here, obviously. But I just think it's pretty cool. So this has been around since the 1800s, still standing tall. Don't think it's really in use now, it's just a historical site, but yeah, it's a really cool place. So this is the Stoney Nation Rodeo Centre. It's under construction right now. I'm not too sure what they're going to be doing with it, but obviously they used to have like rodeo festivals and things in here. But like I said, under construction, don't really know what's going on. I don't know if anyone else gets like this, but whenever I'm in like a abandoned place or a place that's under construction, my mind just like explodes with ideas of what could be happening here. Like, this area is so big. And when it was like, I do this monthly, and when I was here nearer Christmas time, I was like, this place would be amazing for a Christmas market. Then you have these big like roller doors. You could open that and have maybe like a Santa Claus with like a sled and reindeer or something pulling it, and you could have kids going around on the sleigh with Santa, and then down here you could have like a massive Christmas market. And then obviously in the summer, if you wanted to change it back, there's also like this area here, which I would make into like a cafe personally. Like, under these stairs there's like, I think it used to be offices or something. I don't really know what it is now, but I would make that a cafe, and then you've got like a seating area here, and then this area could still be used, like all this area here, as like a rodeo. I don't know, I feel like it would attract a lot of people. It could be a way to make money. I don't know. If I was a billionaire, I would do a lot of cool things. So this is Nakoda Lodge. It's basically a luxury hotel built in the mountains. Look at those views, man. It was built, I think it was the early 2000s. I'll put in the video, I've got literally no signal here to check, but built in the early 2000s, was operational for almost 20 years if that's the case, and it closed down in, that's a bit creepy, huh? So's that, jeez. Yeah, closed in about 2019, 2020 because of you know what. And yeah, basically never reopened because from what I've heard from some of the security guys has been there's a few issues with like the plumbing and stuff, and it's just going to cost an arm and a leg to fix it, just because where we are in the country, literally the middle of nowhere. So to get the equipment out here, then it's obviously a very, very expensive job, so that's why. This must be like one of the main suites. You got your jacuzzi, some fly issue here, and then you've got your big like living room area, big queen bed. Wow, nice bathroom, and then you've got your stunning view of the lake and the mountains. So that is obviously a lake out there, but it's just frozen over right now. What a place, eh? So I mean, I've done this place for a good few months. It still gives me creepy vibes when I'm walking around, obviously because it's like completely shut down, abandoned. It's only me and the security guard. that's here. Sometimes you hear little creaks and stuff, and it is not the nicest feeling ever. But yeah, I don't actually think this is like haunted or anything, but who knows. But I just can't get over how this place closed like 5-6 years ago now, and it's still not reopened. I just think it's crazy how this place basically looks exactly how it looked when it was open, but it's just been sitting here like unused for 5 years. They don't really know when there's going to be a reopening date yet, because like I said, it's going to be a very expensive fix for the plumbing, probably the heating system. So hopefully they can get it fixed, because I would love to stay here. Look at this art, man. So nice. If it doesn't open up again, I think I'm going to need to ask if I can buy one of these artworks. So this main lodge area, I think the conference centre. Wow, look how cool this is. First, I want this. This main lodge and maybe a part of the conference centre was used in the Netflix series Black Summer. I think it's basically like a zombie series. I watched a little bit of it, but I never watched too much. I basically just skipped to this episode, just so I could say, oh wow, I've been there. But yeah, it was filmed here a few years ago, and more recently there's been quite a lot of filming going on in Alberta, specifically like these regions. Like The Last of Us was filmed primarily here, not in this particular spot, but in this area. It just gives off that frontier vibe, like you're in the last areas that are truly wild in the world. So it's really cool. But we're in the spa now, so this is what you would see when you come in. Obviously there'll be like someone here to greet you, and maybe like a waiting area or something here. There's another piece of artwork that's really cool. I just like all these, they're fucking awesome. All the animal related artwork is just so nice. And then you would just come from the front desk to here, some lockers, and then you've got these like foot spa things. I don't really know what they are. And then there's a few other rooms here, but obviously they're like unused right now, just basically as storage, but I'm guessing they would be like massage areas and stuff like that. But you've got the deck out here as well, with that view and the lake. We'll see more of that later, but what a place. I just really wish that they had the funds to get this place up and running again. It's really close to Canmore, and it is just absolutely a picturesque space that would make a lot of money in the summertime, even in the winter for skiers and snowboarders. They just really need to get this fixed soon. Absolutely stunning. So this would be obviously the big indoor pool. Then you've got like a hot tub right here on the deck, just looking out to those mountains. Like I can imagine in like, I don't know, September or something, when it's getting a bit colder, if you were just sitting out there, have a few drinks, just look at those mountains while the sun's setting. would be so good. You've got like in here is obviously like employee big storage area, but you've got your gym here. I mean, it's not amazing, but there's not going to be too much people here. I think this holds like 42 rooms. So obviously there could be up to double that, maybe more, with kids. But 42 people minimum, pretty much, which is still quite a lot. And then this is the other side of the pool. And over here you've got the lodge, which we are going to head to. So obviously if you were staying here once you were like awake and maybe you've had a morning swim, you would head over there for your breakfast. Let's go check it out. It's currently not great conditions. It's kind of like a blizzard. This snow is so powdery, the wind's pretty heavy, and it is just picking up the snow and throwing it at my face. It feels like 1,000 tiny needles poking my skin. So it's not great. But this would be like a little wooden walkway from the actual hotel. You've got this big grass area here, you could sunbathe and stuff in the summer. Those mountains, man, they just get me every time. And then over here would be where you would come for like breakfast, lunch, dinner, general for drinks. You know, just so much cool stuff over here. So this is us inside the actual like lodge. It's basically like just a big dining area. And they have some meeting rooms upstairs. But wow, it's just amazing. I feel like the unused potential due to the fact it's been run down a little bit is just crazy. You could have like, obviously, yeah, you could have like the fine dining experience here, come through to here, and like you've just got that unreal view while you're eating dinner with the sun setting. It's just amazing. This is the creepy kitchen area. It's only creepy because the lights don't work. But like, look at this place. It's just so awesome. I would be lying if I didn't tell you that the first time I came down here, I absolutely shit my pants. Because obviously I seen that fucking thing in the window. And I genuinely shit myself. Like, I was like, oh my god. But this is like where we just look down. That's obviously from the kitchen, send stuff down. And there's just like laundry areas here and filing cabinets and stuff. this is what I just said about the rodeo centre. Untapped potential, or at least like unused potential in this case. Like, if I was a billionaire, I'd be buying this. But look how cool this place is. Wow. Upstairs here, there's just like four rooms. They're basically used for, like, they're set up like conference rooms or meeting rooms, but if it was me, I would be trying to change at least one, maybe two, into like a little cinema room if I owned this place. And you could have soundproof that off, and you could have like a cinema upstairs, and then you could have food here, and you can have water sports in the summer out there on the lake, or fishing. I don't know what they would want to do with it, but then you could do trips to like Banff and Canmore, have your own bus taking them places. These are just things that go through my head while I'm walking about these unbelievably cool places. There's a cougar. Look at this. That's so cool, eh? This is when I like having a job, when you get to come to cool places like this. Otherwise, I would love to just be on a mountain or climbing a mountain. Like, I don't really care what temperature it is as long as I'm not gonna fucking die. But yeah, unreal. I'm gonna show you outside and then I'll finish my job. I'm back inside. I just thought about something. Say they don't use this again as a hotel restaurant area, they should totally make this into like a paintball place. How fucking sick would that be? Like in the summer, just like two teams, one can start here, one can start in the lodge, and you need to like take over each area in a game of paintball. Fucking, oh, honestly, the ideas just pour out of my head. So yeah, what a place. Can't wait for them to actually open this again, because I want first dibs on a reservation to come back here in the summertime. Crazy. So this is the little shop. Obviously nothing in here now, but it's a good idea having your own little shop, because you're a bit far away from Canmore or Cochrane. So to have your own little shop here, postcards, some magnets, some of your own merch, and just like the bits and bobs that everybody kind of needs, like, I don't know, just snacks and stuff. It's a fucking brilliant idea. That's what I'm saying, this place is awesome. I just really don't know why it's been left to rot so much. Surely you think they would just have sold it if they've never had the funds to fix it themselves. Just sell it so someone else can do it. But yeah, this is the little lodge, or trading post they call it. Just a little shop. Wow. So this is pretty much the last place I'm going to show you here. They've got another bit where they sell the kayaks and stuff in the summer, or they used to. But apart from that, this is Nakoda Lodge. What a place. So this is where you could go fishing, you could rent kayaks and stuff. I actually just seen this over here. That sign says whitewater rafting. So I don't know if a company is still using that now, or if it was part of this lodge. Almost died. But yeah, you could rent equipment here, and then this is like a boat launch down here, just onto this absolutely picturesque lake with those mountains and the sun setting in the background. So on this property there's obviously the lodge and like the conference centre slash like breakfast area or dining area, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got these couple cabins up here which was for the sports that they offered or the fishing. But I don't know if you can see over that way at the edge of the lake there's actually a cabin here, and over that way there's a few more cabins like scattered around within the trees. So I'm guessing if you had a bigger party than maybe 4 people, you were able to rent some of these like larger cabins as well for the duration of your trip. So we don't really check them, so I don't know the situation with that, but just imagine that lodge full, you've got a cabin with your friends and you can just go fishing, you can go do whatever you want, there's food over there. Unreal. So we are here at Ghost Lake. This is basically just a big reservoir that's been built. So like over there's like the dam and stuff. But it's called Ghost Lake. It was actually called Dead Man's River by the first people who were pioneering through here. The river actually flows in from up there, like in the east side. I don't know why they called it Dead Man's River, but that's what they initially called it. But one of the people on that pioneering expedition wrote in his notes the word ghost, and people started to do some more research about it, and they found out that ghost actually comes through in a lot of the native text as well about the area. And basically the legend is that ghosts would patrol the riverbanks or the banks of this lake looking for the heads of warriors or the skulls of warriors who had died in battle with the Cree. Once they had found the skulls, they would take them to the nearby mountain called Devil's Head Mountain, and that was to appease the spirits after their death. So that's basically why this is named Ghost. It's pretty cool to me. It's a bit weird. So yeah, this is a haunted lake, basically. But people use this year round. It's used for, like right now, people are doing ice fishing, or they're driving their cars on it and they're doing some drifting. Like I said in a few of my other videos, people just love to get out here in Canada. Like, they don't really care what temperature it is. It's like minus 25 today. And it is a bit windy, so it could be minus 30 odds. But people are out ice fishing, they've got their dogs, they've got some snowmobiles, people are just walking around. It's just a cool place to be. But then in the summer this gets used by people for boating, like kayaking, fishing, paddleboarding, stuff like that. It's usually packed. Like, we came through here in the summer to go to Canmore, and it is usually packed, but it's a really, really nice place. And like, you've got all this area because it goes up there past those trees under that main highway bridge. Then you have all this. Here's a car coming past now, that's fucking insane. And then you have like all the way down there, and it joins on to like the Bow Valley River, which was in front of that church and stuff, and it goes all the way into the mountains over that way. So awesome place, very cool. And I'm going to need to come back here in the summer and go some paddleboarding, I think. I don't know if you can see these people over here, but Canadians are fucking insane, man. This is like a frozen lake and people are just drifting about on it. Seems sick, mate, but I'm in the work truck, so no chance of me doing that today. Alright boys, it's the next day, and it was really windy today, and I'm obviously still in the first kind of steps of YouTube, so I'm still a bit anxious videoing and talking in front of people. So just done a bit of a voiceover video, and I'm gonna take you around this place called Yamnuska Wolfdog Sanctuary. So basically this awesome place houses lots of different wolf dogs, like you can see here. This is Sable, and basically this is a non-profit sanctuary that was founded in 2011. It was a little bit closer to Canmore when it originally opened, but they didn't have enough space. So in 2014 they moved to this current location, which is not too far from the town of Cochrane. So what is a wolf dog? You might be sitting here wondering. Basically, it's a hybrid between a type of wolf, so usually it's the grey wolf, and it will be a husky or a malamute or a German shepherd, like mixed dog. But due to the fact it has the wolf DNA inside it, it does show a lot of characteristics that are very wolf-like, and it can make them very timid towards people and very anxious. It can really make them destructive of homes and can just be a bit boisterous compared to other dogs. Like they prefer to be alone, they don't show too much affection to owners and things. So this place is somewhere that they can be saved and given that space and freedom to be kind of a dog, but mostly a wolf. Because basically the owners couldn't look after them anymore. They felt like it was just too much work for them, and they were either going to be put down or given to somewhere like this to live out the rest of their life. So wolf dogs were created for the exotic pet trade. A lot of rich people basically wanted a wolf, but they wanted it to act like a dog. So that's what we see now, where these dogs are in between, but they basically show too much wolf-like behaviour, and these people who have too much money just can't look after them and didn't expect them to be so wolf-like. There's 3 different types. They categorise them in low content, mid content and high content. So all the ones you've seen me feeding, they will be low content, and basically they are more dog-like than the other ones. Mid content is just like where in between, basically they act both ways, like really loving but also can be too boisterous. And then high content is basically a wolf, so they're really timid towards people. But there's a mixture of all of them, and they're really cool to see. The place is amazing. It does a lot of talks and a lot of opportunities. I was doing the interactive tour, that's how I got to feed them. What's happening? So that was far too windy, obviously, to vlog properly and talk in the mic and stuff, so it's just me talking over it. But I've finished my interactive tour where I was able to like feed the wolf dogs and stuff like that. Cedar is the cutest dog, apart from Diego, that I've ever seen in my entire life. If I was able to take him, I would, but like these dogs obviously, like I mentioned earlier, they're, because of the percentage of wolf that's inside their like DNA, they're really hard to domesticate properly, and they have a lot of either anxiety around people, or they can be too territorial, or they just don't domesticate the same way that dogs domesticate. So this sanctuary is an absolutely amazing place. It's fully funded by donations and by people buying stuff, so I went and got myself a nice little cap. And some treats for Diego because his breath stinks and these might help. And then other ones so he can get high when I'm getting high. But yeah, it's fully funded by donations, like I said. So if you're in Alberta or BC or Saskatchewan, or just travelling to Canada, I would urge people to come here. It's not going to be a full day thing, but they do have a lot of activities on, especially over the summer months. I did speak to a few staff members, and generally in the summer you're going to need to book at least 1 to 2 weeks in advance to make sure you can have a slot to do the interactive tour where you can feed them and like pet them and stuff. But generally, if you want to just go for a wander around, I don't think it's as expensive. I'll put the prices for each thing on the video just so you know. But amazing place, come check it out.